Good morning, Malaysians, good morning, fans, and good morning, Live FB. Welcome to the Breakfast Show with Smart Robie. I'm your host, Martin Wong. As we explore the KLSE corporate headlines and the public listed companies, news, good or bad, there are some hidden gems that many of you may not be aware of. With the Smart Robie, the stock market AI chatbot, which you can download a copy. On the right hand side, you can see it. If you are first time listening, download a copy of Smart Robie from the Apple and Google Play Store so you can use it free of charge. Of course, the more you use, the more you will find out that it will help you to explore the many facets of the corporate headlines as well as the Bursa news, whether it's bad or good, but there is something. Now, especially in the market rally we have seen so far, right? Where the market hit for the really low point, which is the crash almost at March 19. It has rebounded almost above back 1500 level. Now, I get many concern from fans, members, is saying that, hey, this market is going up. When is my time to buy? As you've seen, the market is now heading for corrections, but there is opportunity. But do explore the headlines of what we read on the media, the newspaper, on the blogs, on Facebook, with a bit of caution, using a more assistant, independent and unbiased, like Smart Robie. So download it, a copy too. All right, so let's look at our first news headline as we see here. Okay. Now, this appears on the Star Business today as the raging unemployment rate that we see since going back to 1982. We have unemployment right now, which is actually 5%. Not a big concern when you compare to the bigger countries like UK, US. They are far, far more. But of course, on the backdrop of what we have seen so far, the COVID-19, it is expected. We have almost 5% unemployment. Usually when we look at anything below 3.5, that is not fully unemployment. So I think going forward, there are challenges. As I said before, moving forward, in many of my live FB, if you have not watched it yet, go on to the youtube.com/tradebsa or go over to fb.com/martintfo, and you can see right below the timeline of this video and can get more information on what we talk about here. The unemployment rate that we see, I think this is something where many of us have to adjust the post-COVID-19 scenario. As different skill set is needed, bricks and mortars are closing down, right? Many people used to be working. And there was a news I just came across. The most essential jobs going forward, right, during this MCO is doctors. And the second is garbage collectors, right? And the non-essential one, unfortunately, this happened to a lot of people, are artists. So you can see there's really a flip now where you should be in and not. That's something also for you to consider, those of you who have children too. So do take note of this point. Now let's explore the news as we've seen so far. Now the Star Biz came out with a news article saying that, look, the foreign funds are flowing out slowly. But the question is always remain, when are they coming back? Now if you look at this news, the foreign funds participation, this is a part of our Trade BSA offerings. You can see on this jagged line that is going up, that's our KLCI. We went through the 1500 level, we went up, we're seeing some resistance in here. But you take note of what we have seen so far. The foreign fund really hasn't come in yet. We've been experiencing almost minus 200 million outflows. All right. So the outflows has not jeopardized the stock market going higher, especially the KLSE. But we also see that in the regional aspect too. In the Philippine markets, in this SGS market, in the Thailand, and also Indonesia market. So this is just not phenomenal to Malaysia, but we are seeing in many countries. So US, of course, we all know there's a big brother. So that one is really moving up fast and higher. So as we look at it, will the foreign funds come back? I think they will at some point in time. There was another news 2 weeks ago saying that, look, the foreign funds are coming back to all other countries, Vietnam, Cambodia, Indonesia, Thailand, foreign funds, just to the stock market, but only missing Malaysia. I think once the political situation between the Pakatan Harapan versus Perikatan Nasional, that has been sorted out, we will see this eventually comes out. But right now, it is the retailer, right, because foreign funds are not in, so the retailers are the one holding the KLSE. Will they hold on? That's yet to become. So as you watch our breakfast show, which we will broadcast live on Live FB, every day, Monday to Friday, same time, 10:15, so you can share this. We want to keep it very short, very snappy, to go through all the related news that is important for you. Now, next we have on this news, which I believe is an undervalued stock, which is UMW. Now, remember last Friday, or 2 Fridays ago, we talked about the Penjana, which was launched by the Prime Minister 8. We hear that where a lot of really good incentive, about 30 billion market stimulus has been noticed out. So these are very, very important because 3 sectors will come out from it. Of course, the oil and gas, we do know that as crude oil prices are coming back, the automotive, because they have removed the sale tax incentive. But not forgetting is the property sectors, because the LGBT will be waived for the first time, for first year, I believe. So just check out those videos that I have in our Facebook or in our YouTube. But what has turned this story around was because automotive industry, we saw last week, Berjaya Auto or Burma's Berjaya Mazda has sort of come back in and really pitching a lot of car launch, because this is their year in the automotive. Some of you may even want to change car because of better pricing, or just that you want to replace your old car with a better trade-in value. Now UMW, which experienced a lot of difficulty during this time, during the COVID-19, the oil and gas hasn't been doing right. This is a conglomerate. So they are looking, right, to turn around their company, and definitely news that is been coming out, whether you read it on Edge, Star Business or Malay Mail, hasn't been very positive for UMW. They are looking to turn around, and if you look closely, what we have seen so far, net profit has fallen almost 49% to 44.3 million for the first quarter of March 2020. Now you may ask, why are we looking at a company not making money? Now, of course, investors need to know, when you want to buy any shares, you have to buy on bad news, not on good news, because smart money, as we say in trade VSA, or the use of volume spread analysis, right, sell on good news, buy on bad news. And we have seen, also looking at the chart. So what we want to do is also look at the chart right now. We can put in UMW. So look on the right hand side of the chart where we use Smart Robie to use this. So you can see UMW. So we want to look at, let's look at the stock price today. And today it's up 1.5% after it fell a bit more. Okay. So of course we want to look at the others, which is the chart here. You can click on stock comment and chart. All right. You can put it up, build it up in here. All right. Now this was, you can see the widespread bar on the right hand side here. All right. This bar here on the right hand side, that was due to the great response from the Penjana, where they are giving the tax exemption, and you saw that market really launch up, and you can see that right now this is really at a nice pullback. Now if you want to find out what is a pullback method to go in, which you don't want to overpay, so what you want to do is just click this, you go over to the trading plan, hit trading plan, right, and there you go. The trading plan there, if you can see, right, think to buy UMW only if you break out the ST. Now ST stands for short-term resistance, which is around $3.20 right now. Let's see, just now the price that we hit was stock live right was $269, so you're buying at a much higher price, but pullback price at $267, and currently the price is $269. Hey, you want to buy in on UMW? But let's also look at the fundamental too, just not look at. Now if you look on the left side of the screen of the chart, it is considered as undervalued at 7 out of 8 ratings. Nobody wants it. That is why it's rated higher, and this is from Starbase, because there's so much bad news you can see on UMW. Again, UMW is not one of those shares that you see on a penny stock that's going to fly and it's going to run. This will take time, definitely for sure, because all the bad news will be in there. So check out Robie. Of course, there are websites inside here, and the period of holding, if you look at the right hand side, is just between 2 weeks to 2 months, depending how you want to look at it. So something you want to consider, and it does pay a 2.2% dividend, which is much better than putting in the banks, if I say that. Okay. Now let's look at the next news that we have. All right. The next news is a PN17 counter. Okay. Now, some people say, hey, Martin, why are you putting PN17 counter, right? But PN17 counters, I believe, is one of those really something for the speculators. All right. Speculators will kind of like this kind of shares and plan your entry. So we type Barakat. Okay. So just type it in there. Very simple. As you can see on the right hand side of your screen, just type Barakat and you hit that bar. And you'll see there are only 6 options inside there. And we can look at news. Okay, news is definitely neutral, right? There's nothing much about it. If you look back June 15, they post profitable quarters. They have dispute back in August 26th. Now, one reason why we tell investors and we tell many of you who we eventually will use Smart Robie, I hope you do use Smart Robie, is to look at the news, right? It's like the health of a company. Now, if you're going to hire an employee, you're going to hire someone to come into work, you want to know what his past history. So the news analysis that we have in Smart Robie definitely will help you. And it's sorted out in a chronicle order. So where it is become. Of course, you want to look at the trading plan. Just click on trading plan. But we're going to move on. But what's more important is there are potential. They posted a net profit 17.5 million on the third quarter, March 31st, 2020. So this is definitely an opportunity. Those who like to, bet on, especially counters are coming up from PN17, they will rocket up. Right? But having said that, this is definitely a very short term. How do we know that? You click onto the trading plan and you can see 5 days holding period only. Only if you break out at, and it is only 2.5 cents. Usually anything below 10 cents, it's a PN17. Now for our beginners friends and those of you who are watching for the first time, do take note. Barakat is not something that you want to touch. Yes, you can make money, but you don't want to touch this. All right, let's move on to the next news that we have. Okay, do me a favor. Do share this live video in your timeline so more people will benefit, because we are talking about daily news, corporate development, KLSE headlines, and public listed news, good or bad. They may affect your opportunity. All right, let's go on to the next news here. Now, CCM, we all know what CCM, chemical company in here. And this news just came out this morning, basically talks about, they really have to cut expenditure, right? Why, we all know many companies are really hitting very tough times. Time to take some profit. Why? Because if you look at CCM, let me just bring up the charts for you here. All right, bring up the stock charts and the stock price. You can see way at the top, somewhere in mid on the 19th of May. Okay, let me just push it to the side. 19th of May, you can see red pentagon already comes out, and since then the market has broken through our ATR stop loss. Now, what is our ATR stop? ATR stop loss, if you look on the right hand side of the screen, you can see the red line, right, which is around 125. That one close below, so it's time to exit. Right now, usually companies like CCM, I know there's some positive news about the COVID-19. They are looking into increasing their production to support some of those chemicals that use to make PPE. We know what's PPE, right? The protection, okay, equipments that we use for the COVID-19. But usually when the company cut capex, that doesn't sound very good, because we can keep it for another time when CCM with green pentagon, blue coming back, and that's the time you want to be buying. Okay, so capex cutting 50%, something definitely not good. Okay, I really like company that increased their expenditure, right? And one of them was a previous news that we came across was actually Nestle, right? Because we all know Nestle, right? With the COVID-19, more people are hogging to their Maggi Mee, their Milo, and not forgetting the infamous toilet roll and toilet paper, right? So that's why you can see a lot of this company are usually in this food industry, food and beverages do well. Check out GBC too on the Smart Robie. All right, let's go on to the next news. Okay, next news is one of the old favorite, BAT, also came out in our headlines today in here. Robie rated it a 5 out of 8. You can see up in here. Definitely a dividend play, almost 11%. But what is the prospect? Now, they did have an AGM just recently, and this news was banking on the AGM. And surprisingly, the management actually urged shareholders to speak up against tobacco black market. That's right. I still remember my as a fund manager at we visited JIT. You remember the JIT, Japan Tobacco, JTI, that's like Japan Tobacco Industry, right? They were here, they got delisted around, I think around $8. And the same thing, we met up with the CEO at that time at the back room. I said that, why aren't you doing anything about the tobacco black market, those people who smuggle in there? They said they did try, they did. They even tell them where they are located, where their warehouse is. But as usual, our authority was slow to act. And that was, if I'm not mistaken, was about 6 years ago. And moving forward now, right to today, BAT turned out to tell the shareholders, if you are a shareholder and if you are holding BAT, please go and tell the authority to go and arrest this all this black market deal. But interestingly enough, that is really a challenge for the local authority in here. But having said that, if there is some life coming back to BAT where the legality as well as the e-cigarette, BAT has a bit more on the upside. Of course, let's look at BAT too, right? BAT, just type BAT. I want to look at the charts. Okay, now you click on BAT, click on stock comment, and you can see, well, BAT, of course, having said that, fell from $13. It used to be about around $60. Now it's around $10 in there. Well, if you're really interested to buy BAT, wait for the green pentagon, or at least buy during the stage 1 share. BAT at one point in time will come out on the pentagon guider list, which we will see, all right, when we go on to the front part. This is the pentagon guider. Here you can see a pentagon guider on the left hand side, all right. Let's see what we have on pentagon guider this morning. Well, we have 6, right? Well, that's wonderful. We're going to explore this later on the further show. Now let's move on to our next story that we have. Right, Goddang. This is a ECRL project, which the one that everyone talk about it. Now, Goddang, a construction company, just turned red pentagon, right? So it is an opportunity later, but meanwhile, take some profit. It has gone up a fair bit. How do we know? Just type in Goddang. Okay, hit that point, and we'll see Goddang right at the stock chart here, right, and right at the top there, it sort of fell. And this also coincides with the profit taking that we see in the Bursa as well. This is actually caused by the coronavirus scare, the second wave we are talking about in US, and also what's happening in Beijing. Some parts of Beijing have been locked down. So that's what causes this thing to dip. But again, these are all news. But wait, I think patience is very important. We all have to wait. So the ECR project in here is ongoing. It's something that the government, which I've been talking about. If you look back on the history of how our market grow and the KLSE grow, it's all been what we call physical spending, right? Physical spending means money which been borrowed from the public or from corporate, put into construction. We know, the LRT2, the LRT3, right? The ECRL project, then not forgetting the HSR, the high-speed train between KL and Johor. These are ongoing. We need these projects because money flows that way, all right? So what's the issue in here? And let's look at what we have. Now, this is also due to the higher cost. If you go on and read this news, it's because they have to give more protection, more PPE to the working staff, and as a result, higher cost. Profit margin is only 3 to 5% for this kind of project. Again, they go on bulk. That's why you notice the order book is about 1.4 to 1.6. Now, an article I just read yesterday talking about revenue group, something I will cover on the Wednesday session night. So it's revenue, which actually giving out almost 50 to 55% profit margin. Now, compared to those two, which one would you buy? Again, Goddang has secured a lot of book order around close to just short of $2 billion in here. Let's look at the next news. Now, the next news is almost everybody's favorite, the VS industry, which is the EMS, right? Manufacturing services, where like Dyson, they also have. Now, like it or not, VS, which is an EMS player, sounded quite good, rated at 3 out of 8. Fair price, not cheap, well, in respect to the PE, because it's PE about 10 times. Right now, the ROE is about 9, but the dividend player, it is a dividend player, 4.68%. So, having said that, news about this, let's look at the VS. Okay, type up VS, and you hit that. So VS, we look at the charts. VS, it did had a pentagon and it was trying to go higher, okay, but profit taking came in. But one thing I like about VS, it's a long accumulation in there. That's very nice. You can see this article highlight about the losses that they make. Okay, let me just show you what they highlight the losses. Okay, so the losses that we make from China operation was around 6.5, but good thing is they lost less. So market accumulations, right, 4%, right, at rating of 3. What are you asking for? Right now, ladies and gentlemen, isn't it? Right, because you want to buy at stage 1 share. When the market start to move up, everybody talking about rubber glove, right? That's where we see a lot of profit taking. So this is where smart trader like you able to position yourself with the right information, the right tools to benefit a 4% dividend in there. Stage 1 accumulation, just blow it up a bit in here, right? And the entry price, right? Just hit on to the trade. Of course, before that, let's look at the news for VS. Okay, VS news is very negative. Wow, isn't that nice? Profit likely to jump as the market recover. That was somewhere on March. And news is negative, so you want to buy when news is negative, isn't it? Correct. So let's look at the trading plan for this one. Trading plan definitely $1.97 right now. Let's see where is VS looking at the current stock price chart, right? Hey, 6% move, maybe because of this news, right? It's $1 in there. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to go in because the pullback price, if you look up, was 97 cents. Are you ready to go in on VS? Well, we will know, and we're going to come back and review some of these stocks later. All right. Let's go on to the next story that we have. REITs. Of course, we have to be selective of the types of REITs that we want, isn't it, ladies and gentlemen? Right? Don't go and buy shopping mall REITs. You go to shopping mall like in Bandar Utama, in Pavilion, right? The crowds are coming back. Definitely the crowds are coming back. But the stores, those stores, and recently you all heard about Speedy Video that closed down in Mid Valley. To me, that's one of the shops I used to buy my CD when I was a teenager. That has been around for 30 years? Right, which is a Bajaya one, good, okay? So Speedy has been just like Blockbuster, and before Netflix came in, everybody go to Speedy and you buy CDs and buy DVDs and buy videos, right? Then the Android TV box came and they're finished. So again, e-commerce, okay, now just let me bring up this point in here. E-commerce, COVID-19 has changed our landscape totally. So REITs, you have to be. Now, one of the REITs I do profit for buying for my client was that Keppel DC REITs. Okay, take note of that, Keppel DC REITs. It is listed in Singapore and I made something like 30%. What they do is that they store servers, they store warehouse centers like those big Alibaba servers, like those big cloud servers, Google servers, and not forgetting Bitcoins, right? So those are getting huge, which means they actually have a building, every floor all servers only, all right? And those are the ones, in my opinion, will grow. And this is something for you who are looking for yield. But from the Malaysian KLSE standpoint, the COVID-19, that usually translates to more warehouse and logistic. So the news simply says that, look, you're going to be buying, more stuff because of e-commerce. You don't want to go to the shopping mall. That's why we say we avoid the shopping mall REITs. We move to the logistic. Now, Axis REITs does come out in here. It's rated only 1 by Robie, partly because of lower ROE. It has a lot of office. It has also on data centers called DC, right? PE of 13 times. But do take note, even at this round, what we're seeing, the trend that we see in US, people are working from home. WFH, working from home. I'm not sure about you, but half of the time I'm actually working from home, half the time I'm in the office because of the COVID-19. Good news which is coming up from the China, they are looking at vaccine, but that vaccine still doesn't need that, it won't help you to getting COVID-19. So we'll see how the COVID-19 is. But office space, in my opinion, is in the glut, especially in the Klang Valley side in here. But that's your judgment in there. But definitely, logistic REITs is something, for those of you who want to do more homework, definitely can look, Let's look at Axis REIT. Type AXRIET. Okay, so you can see, let's look at the stock price. Click on stock chart and the stock price in here. Well, we have this, a nice up bar, right? The nice up bar. We have a pentagon down in here. Still well supported here around $2 in here. Of course, just use the trading plan and you can get in. One thing good about this is that we have a lot of the stocks that we talk about, the BAT, the VS, the exit rates. The last 3 stories that I have for you are all very strong 4% dividend rates. Okay, now let's look at the fundamentals. Of course, hit on to the fundamentals, right? And you can see hit on the exit rates. All right, you can see first thing that comes out office. So I get worried. First thing that comes out on the website is actually an office. Of course, the industrial and the commercial list, that's the one you'll be wanted to know too. They have whole bunch of stuff. Just go in and read all about it if you want to, right? Looking from it, stock price pretty much stabilized at $2 inside there. Let me just close this and come back to the charts here. All right, you can see this is the charts holding up nicely, 7th of June, about $2. And remember, it has what we call the railway track, guys, especially our members, the railway track, right? There's a lot of options out there. These are like, you know, when you go shopping, the shopping mall, everything is so calling, on sale, buy me, right? So do think carefully from your investment needs, from your goal, your financial goal. What do you want to do? You want to have some more yield, or you want to trade the penny stock? You want to trade the futures? And don't forget, for our members, we'll be doing our live trading for the US market too. All right, so make sure you know that. So let's move on to the next story that we have, right? And this is just more of an update that we seen last night. Now, Dow Jones last night closed about 157 points. Everybody was expecting Dow Jones to fall further, but last minute, the US FOMC came in and said they're going to be doing some bond buying in the market. Just spring back up 157. Right now, let's look at the market where we are. So to look at the market, go back to main market, hit KLCI market now. Right, you can see this morning we are up 24 points. So pity those people who shorted, right? There was no follow through. And many of our members in our Telegram group are saying that, hey, hopefully this market will turun sikit lagi so you can buy some more in here. So right now we see on the right hand side there, it's up 24.1.6 points. It's still considered bullish. You can look from the chart inside here. All right, wow, it hasn't turned downwards yet. Okay, there's no red pentagon on the futures. It has turned in, so you look over here, he hasn't turned. So this is something very positive for those of you who use Smart Robie. And if you look on the right, on the midpoint, some of the biggest losers will definitely be things has gone up a fair bit. Like AirAsia, I think they went at one time, they went about 30%. There's a pullback. And don't forget, the following Wednesday, I will talk about AirAsia in detail. So make sure you catch me 9:30 on our live FB at 9:30. I'll talk about AirAsia there. Supermax had about 13% drop, Gas Malaysia and so forth. Let's also look at the overall market that we've seen so far. This is from the new Edge CEO briefing in here, the top gainer and top loser. Of course, you can look all this. Definitely in here is V Solar, right, which is close to about 5 cents. It's made almost 96%. I don't like stocks that is under 5 cents inside. So if you look on the left hand side of the list inside here, most of the big runners, okay, big runners are what we call less than 10 cents, less than 15 cents. These are all penny stocks. Okay, of course the loser in here, these are the one lost a bit more, but year to date they are still up. Okay, so they're just loser by in terms of percentage, that's all. Okay, but they still can make a come. Now losers are important. One of the reasons why you just don't want to look at the winners, right? Because loser is a potential for you to buy on pullback, and pullback is something that we teach to our students too. So do check out our website on the left hand side, tradevsa.com. Inside you check out some news. So the losers are the one where you can look for pullbacks, okay, and buy them. Winners already run. So if you are smart investors, okay, I mean, the average investors, I call them the unskilled. The reason why it's unskilled is that they've never been trained properly. They look for where the public is looking at, where the good news is, but they don't look at the underlying. And one of the things we want to do in our daily breakfast show in here to unveil the news behind it and using Smart Robie. If what I'm doing here makes sense and is helpful to you, share it in your timeline and give me a thumbs up. Okay? So these are the things that you want to look at on the right hand side, the top losers. So to explore, if you have time, because you just have Smart Robie, you can download a copy of that in your phone. And Lambo, just type Lambo. Okay, like now I want to know about Lambo, Lambo. Okay, so just hit Lambo, for example. You can see all the 6 options that you have there. News, let's look at news. What about news? Is news Lambo? Okay, very positive. Okay, the cloud contract to Lambo. So all you want to know about particular stocks, Smart Robie will assist you. As a matter of fact, hell, it make you even smarter too, right? If you are a retailer or beginner for the first time. All right, let's move on to the next news that we have. All right, for the remaining time that we have, it's already half an hour. I actually wanted to make this breakfast show, which is our debut, season 1, first episode, to be even less than 15 minutes. But unfortunately, I'm very excited, as you can see in here, to share with you all the news that you have. Now, let's look at this morning, the premium alert. What are we getting in the premium alert? Okay. Oh, we have Comac. Okay. 7117. Okay. 7117. Okay. Just one Comac. We can look at the livestock prices. And it's gone up by 10%. So let's look at the real-time chart inside here. Okay, I hit on the trading view. Okay, that should take me to the trading view chart. Now these are all proprietary charts that you see, all the indicators, right? So, and look at this one in here. This one, Comac, is 30 cents. Okay, let me just try to pinch this. It has a nice pullback, actually started to make up. I think this is worthwhile to take a look at it. Comac, those of you who wanted to trade this, right? Okay, this is the good one to really trade this. And when to enter? Okay, get out. Look at this. Enter at, so type Comac. Let's look at Comac right now. The trading plan, which is a pullback 25 cents or 31 cents. And right now it's 31 cents. Hey, buddy, trading plan 31 cents. Price is 31 cents. Time to get in. All right, for Comac. Okay, that's going to be good. So remember, Comac is one of those shares that you want to get in. Early on, there was another one, ScanWolf. They do make plastics. But anyway, I want to know what Comac do. If I don't know much about Comac, I hit the stock fundamentals, right? That will take me to, it's loss making. Okay, do take note of it. So some of these penny shares are all loss making. So we hit the website, hit the Comac, just sort of know what industry. Now remember, members, those of you who I've just talked about it yesterday in our training, we all they make labels. Comac, they all make labels. We talk about knowing the right type of industry too. So label making, COVID-19, maybe yes and no. All right. Of course, we have to look at many other things like EPS, but right now it's still loss making in here. Comac. Okay. The other one is ScanWolf, which will be the last one because it come out earlier on the premium. Now do take note, premium alert update itself every 30 minutes. Every 30 minutes, it has a different stock alert, different stock idea individual. So I advise you to activate the daily pass if you have on Smart Robie in there, so you can run this every day for the whole day, which run for a full 24 hours, right? Of course, some of you want to do more can activate the monthly pass, right, for 80 credits, and you probably see the full month non-pump. And for those of you who just don't want to spend much, just use it after hours, which is after 5:30 and until the next morning. It's absolutely free. You can see, some of those from the chart here. You can see on each of this menu, you have 2 credit. That's how it is. Or even better still, share Smart Robie with your friend, and if they download and activate it, you will get 200 credits too. So that's really one of the big benefits of using Smart Robie. Of course, we do have a special offer right now. If you intend to open an online trading account with UOB Goddang, which is our smart partnership collaboration, where you open an account, when you trade to a certain limit, you will get to use Smart Robie for free. And probably forever too. All right, isn't that great? All right, so that's the stock alert that we have so far. And my final words, right? Excuses. In life, all of us always have excuses. So if it's important to you, right, you will not find an excuse. Just like opportunities that you see so far in here. I've given you a couple of good dividend shares. Just explore it as part and parcel of your day-to-day work. And if you think what I've said here is beneficial, again, give me a thumbs up, and also go over to fb.com/smartrobie and give us a good review over there. All right. So that's all we have for Smart Robie Breakfast Show again. This is not the end. This is the beginning. And I'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place, 10:15, with a different story, a different scenario, and we're going to look at some shares again on Premium Alert again. So thank you for watching. I'll see you tomorrow again. Monday to Friday. This is your host, Martin Wong, signing off from the Breakfast Show with Smart Robie.